Real life street stars. Know what time it is.
All right.
You've been in the headlines. You've been
Yeah.
in the blogs. You've been in the blogs.
My conversation on it's gonna be minimal.
Facts. Okay.
And the reason why it's gonna be minimal is because I do have other interviews to do, and what I don't want to do
Right.
is give too many details
Facts.
for the interviews that they need to pay me for away, so that they don't have to talk to me at all.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
If I give you the greatest interview right now, they don't have to pay me at all. They can just pick through yours and come up with their own story.
That's a fact. So let's touch on what can we touch on?
I mean, you could touch on whatever you want to touch on, and I'll tell you what I can answer and what I can't.
Okay. So
But I promise you,
Right.
you will get detail.
okay, cool. So let's start off like this. So from you being an MC to you getting into the Roots, how was that transition? How did you get into?
I didn't want to be a part of the Roots.
So why did you become a part
I
of it?
fell in love with Richard Nichols' mind. I wasn't allowed to go to art school. I had to turn down my scholarship to Juilliard. I was supposed to go to Syracuse, and then from there I was supposed to go to law school, Harvard, and become a corporate litigator. That's what my father wanted for me. I decided to become a drug dealer and a pimp, and I got thrown out of school in about 8 months. I have to, I did shit.
That's
I was from
this
North
is-
Philly, and it was easy money.
Right. So would you say that you were just a product of your environment, like the surroundings led you to do that, or?
I'm a product of everything.
Yeah.
I grew up amongst wealthy people and poor people all the time. I left the suburbs to move back to the projects.
Interesting.
When my friends would come home with me in the summer and they would see the big house and the big yard, or when we would go down to Atlantic City to my aunt's store, or when we would go to the horse ranch in Hamilton,
Yeah.
owned by my family, my friends would say, y'all got all this and you want to be in the projects? I'm like, yeah. Why? Because they sell hugs at the corner store. I love hugs. They sell oatmeal pies. I can't get that in the suburbs. They play double dutch until the lights come on and then it turns 3D and then we keep jumping. I can't do that.
Yeah, it's
I can't.
different.
I
It's
can't
a
do
little
that on
different.
Centurion
It's a
Drive.
little funner in the hood. It really is. Yeah, you're right. That's a fact.
I was who I was. I grew up in the projects. My family got it together. They moved to the suburbs. I went back to the projects. Then I had to go to boarding school. And when I went to boarding school, on the weekends, when classes were over, I was on the first thing smoking to Brooklyn. See, I am the street.
Fact.
I've been the street. I've dealt with everything from true gangsters to corporate billionaires. My friends are trashmen, they're congressmen. I'm just the street.
Right.
Just like Malik was, he was the street.
Right.
Just like Bahamadia is, she the street. Some niggas live in the streets. Some niggas just are the streets.
Facts.
There's a difference.
So
So hip hop, the Roots, all of that. At the time the Roots were approaching me, we had just started Black Lily. I figured it would be a good shot to build up my name in Manhattan. I didn't expect it to get as big as it did. It got huge.
right.
Lines wrapped around the corner week for week for week.
Right.
You could walk through anywhere in Lower Manhattan and people say, who you going to see on, you going to see Jaguar.
Yeah, and you said you built that up from being the person that was first, and everybody ended up wanting to see you to the point where you had the headline.
I had to go on last.
Right, you had the headline.
The Roots management didn't make me the headliner.
Right.
The owner of the club did.
Right.
Because the bar was losing money, because every time I got off stage, the club emptied out.
Right.
They had to put me on last. It was a smart business decision.
So from that, right? I know Meg Thee Stallion, she had a quote that said, "Black women are so unprotected," right? And just hearing your story, it sounds like the same case. Like nobody.
It's not just
looked-
black women either. It's
Well,
all
that's
women.
true. That's a fact. But me being a black person, I'm just gonna target.
I
We're
got
gonna
it,
focus
but you
on.
know what though? I'm gonna tell you something right now. When a woman gets raped, it doesn't matter what fucking color she is.
Oh, okay. So that's
Hurt pussy is hurt pussy.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Ain't got shit to do with color.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Because they'll rape a black one, they'll rape a white one, they'll rape an Asian one, and then guess what? Some of these women have children from their rapes. And now you got a mixed kid who's confused, product of a rape, with a mother that doesn't really know how to love them. Like, I am not saying that we don't have to be cognizant as African Americans. I'm saying the biggest problem with this fucking country is that that shit actually matters.
Right.
I'll never forget when I first got sent to London. I was getting in too much trouble in them streets, see. And I had to go to London. And I'm sitting there looking at interracial couples. Man black as tar, woman white as snow. And I was the only fool staring because I was the only American present. This is the only country where your color matters, which is why I'll be retiring in France. I will not get old in America. America doesn't like old people.
That's crazy. So that whole experience, like you said, that's some deep thing. You know, rape, that's deep. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's common. It is
That's
common.
crazy.